Welcome to Self-Development Network. It's your guy, Bing. Thank you for tuning in once again. If this is your first time watching my video, watch it to the end. I guarantee you'll take away something very great from it. If this is not your first time, welcome back. I really appreciate you. Continue striving and continue to watch the videos. Continue to comment, like, and subscribe. I really appreciate you guys. Today's topic, we are going to cover how I manifested a sum of money using a certain writing technique. Now, this writing technique, all I did was just use the law of assumption and a series of questions of what I want. So how I came up with this idea, I've been listening to Neville Goddard a lot while at work, along with Stuart Wilde, and just understanding more about law of assumption and the infinite self from both of their teachings. And they really coexist with each other in a lot of ways. And also understanding how powerful a question is compared to a statement. Although statements are very powerful, but you just have to be in proper alignment when using statements. So I wanted to try it out with questions instead. When I came up with this idea for this technique, I was looking for a way to implement something new into my reality. And understanding that when you want to implement something new into your reality, it changes everything in your life all at once. So the questions I asked myself was very clear, direct, and intentional so I can create that reality. So I asked myself, how much money do I make a year? How much money do I make a month? How many streams of income do I have? Where do I live? What kind of cars do I drive? What do I do in my spare time? And what was my greatest accomplishment? So I answered these questions in present tense, but in a higher form, making more money, living in a bigger place, driving a faster and better car, and also just doing different things that I'm doing right now. And I read it 3 times a night before I went to sleep. It started out with me just reading it and, visualizing through the mind's eye, and that was it. But scientifically, it was proven that if you repeat something 3 times a day for 21 days, and that's just the start of it implementing into your reality. And it really has. It's very true. I started out just reading it. And out of nowhere, one night I was making dinner and I just said, I'm going to make dinner in my new house, in my brand new kitchen. And instantly my mind's eye just started putting me in that reality. Like every move that I made, I was watching myself in third person in a different place. And it was just very exciting. And ever since then, it has been nonstop. Like I literally see myself in a third person in a different place all the time. And it's very amazing because it's just fun. It's fun. It's my imagination. It's the law of assumption. Like, who can tell me that it's not real? It's my imagination. It's my thoughts. But although my thoughts are going to lead me to what I want, exactly as long as I live in my mind's eye, I'm just enjoying the moment. At first, I was a little skeptical because, you don't want to be overzealous about your manifestations, or you don't want to actually become too attached to these things. But when I really sit and reflect on it and not make any judgment, I just see how free I feel and how much of relief that it feels to just be able to live inside my head carefree. And it's very amazing. It's very special. And I wouldn't trade it for anything else in the world. So the amount of money that I actually created throughout this process in the month of April was an extra $15,000 on top of what I make already on my job. And a lot of people ask me, why do I still continue to work a regular job even though I know how to manifest money and everything? And I just tell them simple, because I'm not where I want to be yet. And me working that regular job keeps me occupied. It keeps me away from being attached to the things that I want and desire. So, it keeps me at a certain level of discipline to understand, hey, even though you want all these things to be in your reality, you still have responsibilities that you need to take care of. And now I'm not against 9-to-5 jobs at all. I just feel like, me personally, if you are working a 9-to-5 job, you have to benefit more from it than just a check. Your check can't be the only thing, because at some point, if the workload gets too heavy, your schedule is not fitting the way you want, you're going to feel like it's not worth it. So in this field of construction, it helps me visualize. If you cannot see it, then you cannot build it. Because if not, you wouldn't understand how to read a blueprint. You wouldn't understand how to, know what hardware you may need or what power tools you may need, or either just the dimensions of whatever you're building. I do vertical concrete, so I build concrete structures. So it takes a lot to actually make those things happen. So me actually being out there and learning these things and learning how to put it together properly, it helps me in my personal life as well when it comes to manifesting what I want. When I actually am looking to manifest certain things, I just look at it as when I'm at work. Like I read the blueprints, I look at the specs to see exactly what's going inside the concrete, how big it is, how high, how wide, all of these things. And it really helps me out in the personal life because I apply those same principles. Like I set my intentions, I have a plan, and I carry out that plan. If it works, cool. If it doesn't, cool. I always remain neutral because that's just the way life works. Like as long as you remain neutral, you will be able to manifest whatever you want. Staying neutral keeps you away from being attached. You only have attachments when you feel like something is a loss. You feel like you're gonna lose it. Feel like you can't live without it if you don't have it. So that's why attachments are not good. Being able to manifest that amount of money in that little time period was amazing. Like I literally started on April 2nd, and then by April 8th, which was the day of the eclipse, I got my first check. And then the next week I got another check. And then the next week I got another check. And then one day I just woke up with an extra $300 in my account. It didn't even say where it came from or nothing. It just showed me that I was really on the right path. So when you are very intentional and direct in what you want, you will be able to manifest, because manifestation is all about being clear. When you actually have the visual of the things you want and be clear of what you want, it will be easier to paint that picture when it actually comes time to start visualizing. So with me saying how much money I make a year, how much I make a month, how many streams of income do I have, that already takes care of the financial aspect. Okay, so now where do you live? What kind of cars do you drive? Now that takes care of the living and transportation. So it's getting more clearer as the questions go on. Then what do you do in your spare time? See, a lot of people would just think about, I want to manifest a certain amount of money. They have the amount they want, then they have where it comes from, but they don't have what else they would do in their spare time. Because if not, then you might just make that amount of money, but still be doing the same things you do now and not see it and do it unconsciously, So it's just all about being very clear and direct, living that imagination. Law of assumption is amazing. Like it's fun. And that's how it should be. It should just be fun. Everything that I do now, I just see myself in third person doing it. Like each activity, it doesn't matter what it is. I see myself in third person, but in another place. If I go and scratch my head, I see myself scratching my head, wearing totally different clothes in a whole nother atmosphere. Like it's just amazing to just live inside your own head. Like it doesn't make you crazy. It doesn't make you weird. So go for it. Like why not? What do you have to lose? Like, what do you really have to lose? Like, let me know. Try out this technique. Take it for what it is. Just have fun with it. This is Self-Development Network. I am your guy, Bink. Thank you for tuning in.